30,000 doses of vaccine have been given to our veterans through VA clinics statewide. Now the vaccine is open to eligible veterans of all ages. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Connor Board. Our Kenesha D spoke with Veteran Affairs officials on the importance of the vaccine protecting those who sacrificed and served to protect us.
I'm here at the Huntsville VA Clinic, one of several sites across the state of Alabama where veterans can receive their vaccination. Now veterans of all ages can get their shot of hope.
Feel good. Feel good about it. I'm not prejudiced at all about the vaccination.
Vietnam veteran Roy McCray is now fully vaccinated from the virus. He says he received his second dose of the Pfizer vaccine 2 weeks ago and encourages other veterans to get their doses too.
Yeah, why? It's better safe than sorry.
McCray joins a group of close to 500,000 people who completed their vaccination in Alabama.
Veterans of all ages that are eligible recipients of VA healthcare absolutely can work to get their vaccinations with us now. Yes.
This week, the Huntsville VA Clinic received their first shipment of Johnson & Johnson doses. Before, they had only used the Pfizer vaccine. Although vaccine is available for all veterans now, they must be eligible.
The people who get their care at VA are eligible veterans. So it includes people who have a service-connected disability also.
Veteran Affairs officials say there are 8 categories for eligibility.
There's actually an online link to see if you're eligible for VA care.
To check eligibility, go to va.gov/health-care/eligibility.
I'm glad we're coming out on the other side of this, and I really encourage people to make a good decision with their own healthcare providers about whether they want to get the vaccine.
Putting the Valley first, Kenesha D, WZDX News.